Quran and modern science. The topic is Quran and modern science, compatible or incompatible, in which I will discuss in detail regarding the scientific facts, the established scientific facts which science has discovered recently, but the glorious Quran mentions 1400 years ago. Due to time limitation, I will just mention one or two. And in this way, you can convince the atheist regarding the glorious Quran being the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, in the field of astronomy, in 1973, a group of scientists, they discovered regarding the creation of the universe. They described the creation of the universe, that the earth, that a universe, it was a primary nebula. Then there was a secondary separation, which gave rise to the galaxies, to the stars, to the sun, to the moon, and to the earth on which we live in. The glorious Quran mentions regarding the Big Bang in a nutshell 1400 years ago. In Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَحْنَاهُمَا. That do not the unbelievers see that the heavens and the earth, they were together and we clove them asunder. So there are several scientific facts that are mentioned in the glorious Quran. And regarding the Big Bang, when did science discover it? They discovered it recently. A few years back, maybe 80 years back, 90 years back. But the glorious Quran mentions regarding this 1400 years ago. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that every living thing is made from water. In the same verse in Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30. And we know every living thing contains cytoplasm, which contains 50 to 90% of water. The glorious Quran mentions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, Surah Al-Furqan, chapter number 25, verse number 61, regarding the light of the moon being, the light of the moon, it being reflected light. And the light of the moon, nowhere does the glorious Quran say that the light of the moon has its own light, but it refers to it as nur or munir, which means reflected light or borrowed light. So several scientific facts that are mentioned in the glorious Quran regarding the water cycle, regarding medicine, regarding botany. So who could have mentioned all of this in the glorious Quran? The only response is the Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you prove to the atheist logically regarding these aspects, he will have to agree that the glorious Quran, it is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then it will convince him in order to embrace Islam. So when we are talking to the atheist, we use reason and logic when we are talking to the atheist. The fourth methodology of da'wah is a golden rule. The verse I quoted at the beginning of my talk from Surah Al-Nahl, chapter number 16, verse number 125. ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. Invite to the way of thy Lord with wisdom and beautiful preaching, and argue with them and reason with them in the ways that are best and most gracious. When we are doing da'wah, we need to do it with hikmah, with wisdom. And many people, they have a misconception. They think that wisdom means always talking in a soft and gentle manner. I do agree, most of the times when you're talking to the non-Muslims, you need to talk in a soft and gentle manner. But sometimes you need to be stern and firm as well. So when we are talking to the atheists, we use reason and logic. And many a times, many Muslims think, as I quoted the verse of the glorious Quran from Surah Al-Nahl, chapter number 16, verse number 125, ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي أحسن. Invite to the way of thy Lord with wisdom and beautiful preachings, and argue with them and reason with them in the ways that are best and most gracious. They think hikmah, wisdom, is always talking softly. I do agree, most of the times you need to talk softly, but sometimes you need to be stern. You need to be firm. For example, if a non-Muslim, he is attacking Islam, he is criticizing Islam. If it is a debate, so you need to be firm in this situation. But most of the times, you should be soft, you should be gentle. But sometimes you need to be firm as well. Sometimes you need to roar like a lion. It is required. So hikmah does not mean always being soft, which is a misconception, and many Muslims think regarding this.